ski. A word of thrilling action, potent with the promise of healthful sport and high adventure on snowy slopes. Each year, the people of America echo the cry of ski with increasing enthusiasm. For skiing is not just another fad. The sport is here to stay. One factor which contributes to its popularity is the number of ski schools in the United States. Of these, the school at Sun Valley is one of the most important. Its proficient faculty is supervised by a famous professional. For 14 years, Friedl Pfeifer has been teaching a technique of skiing known for its thoroughness and simplicity. Sun Valley Village, home of the ski school, provides an atmosphere of friendly hospitality, while Sun Valley Lodge and Challenger Inn, two modern hotels, are famous for home-like environment and entertainment facilities. The visitor stay is enhanced by opportunities for skiing, skating, sledding, swimming, riding, and motion pictures. At the well-equipped ski shop, we learn that ski clothing is designed to permit plenty of freedom for body movement. Although clothing varies in style, it is windproof and water repellent. Hand gear is largely a matter of personal preference. One of the most popular types is the woolen mitten covered by a canvas windbreaker. In warm weather, the mitten may be dispensed with, the canvas covering affording ample protection. Some skiers prefer the standard type of leather glove. Ski boots are especially designed for foot support and ski control. They are leather-lined with a collar of fur or felt, which pads the top of the boot, affording added comfort. Boot tips are made of stiff leather to protect the toes, and the heels should fit perfectly for maximum control of skis. Now that we're dressed for skiing, let's look for a pair of skis. Here they are. In selecting a pair of skis, a few essential details should be considered. The camber of the skis should be equal, so that both will have the same degree of resiliency. A fairly safe way to select a ski of proper length is to raise the arm above the head and choose a ski the tip of which reaches to the palm of the extended hand. A good ski is pliable in its entire length, not merely at the tip. And be sure it is not warped. A soft or pliable ski like this is easier to handle. The ski binding is very important. It should be light in weight, easily attached to the ski, and fit the boot well. When the cable is passed under the forward flange, it is adjusted for climbing, and it permits the heel to be lifted high. When hooked under the rear flange, it holds the heel in closer contact with the ski for downhill running. Ski poles should reach to within a few inches of the armpits. It is well to avoid the general tendency toward the use of poles which are too long. The leather loops give the hands a secure purchase on the poles. A special procedure is required to prepare the bottoms of the skis for sliding on the snow. First, a coat of lacquer is applied. It preserves the wood, keeps it from wearing too quickly, and provides a suitable base for the wax. It is important that the bottoms of the skis be perfectly smooth. So the lacquer, after drying, is rubbed down with fine steel wool. Then the wax is applied. Varying snow conditions call for different types of wax. Hard wax for dry snow, soft wax for wet snow, while a medium wax will serve under general circumstances. A block of cork is used to smooth the wax, which is thoroughly rubbed and polished with the cork. Although many skiers rub it with the hand as well. After careful selection and proper preparation, the skis are now ready for use. Out on the mountain slopes, Friedl Pfeifer demonstrates the fundamental ski steps. a thorough knowledge and execution of which is of first importance to the science of controlled skiing. He starts with walking on the level. Skis are never lifted, each step being a long forward glide. The left foot and right arm are advanced together, followed by the right foot and left arm, while the forward pole is placed on a line with the advancing foot. It is much like walking, except for the longer stride. The side step is the first maneuver used in climbing. Steps are taken with the skis in parallel position across the slope, climbing straight upward. Next is the straight downhill run. Placing the poles forward, the skier steps between them. He lifts the poles and, crouching slightly, with feet together, one a little ahead of the other, glides forward. The run must end on the level until the skier learns to stop. The kick turn, devised for changing direction. Its movements are natural and easily mastered. An important point is the placement of skis and poles so the skier will not slip while turning. The kick turn is also used in climbing. Walking upward across the slope, the skier kick turns, then crosses in the opposite direction and repeats the maneuver. The herringbone climb is more advanced. Ski tips are spread apart so the ends overlap without touching. The knees are drawn in and the skis are edged to give them better traction. A thorough knowledge of climbing technique is most important and adds to the fun of skiing if properly mastered. A skier's first downhill glide can be controlled by this maneuver. It's called the snowplow. Ski tips are pointed inward, while heel pressure forces the ends outward. The next degree of progress is a controlled snowplow. Then comes the snowplow turn. It is used primarily to control direction. The snowplow turn is the first maneuver used in turning. All other ski turns consist of a progression or further development of the snowplow turn. It is accomplished with rhythmic body motion and timely shifting of weight, accentuated by an extreme forward thrust of the shoulder in the direction of the turn. This is the wrong way. There is no shifting of weight, no shoulder play, the body leans in instead of out, and you won't get very far. The stem turn is the most advanced maneuver for making turns at low speeds. While it embodies all movements used in making high-speed turns, the rhythmic shoulder motion of the stem turn is made more slowly. High speeds increase the tempo of the shoulder motion until it becomes a pronounced natural swing, which is the main characteristic of high-speed turns. It is therefore important to thoroughly master the stem turn. The slope, stem the lower ski and bring the upper shoulder slightly back. Stem the upper ski until both skis point down the slope. Transfer the weight from one ski to the other and thrust the outside shoulder well forward. The body weight is now on the lower ski and the upper ski slides into parallel position with it. The stem Christie, a high-speed turn, seen through the slow-motion camera, clearly shows the adaptation of all the movements used in the snowplow turn and the stem turn. In the stem Christie, however, the higher the speed, the less stemming necessary to accomplish a turn. The slow, deliberate shoulder motion of the stem turn is speeded up to a decided swing of the shoulders in the stem Christie. Friedl's perfect execution of high-speed skiing illustrates the ease and grace which results from proper coordination of the fundamental steps learned at low speeds. In the Sun Valley Ski School, the student with conscientious classwork and diligent practice finds himself executing snowplow turns on the 4th day and stem turns on the 6th day. Where unusual snow conditions or lack of space prohibit the use of curved turns, it is well to know how to do a jump turn. Jump turns may be made with the aid of 2 poles or only 1. important point is to have plenty of spring in the knees. Now, once more, just for fun. Come on now, Friedl, don't be backward. Hey, what is this? He's going around in circles. But surely and gracefully he comes out of it. For Friedl Pfeifer knows his skiing backwards. Just an expert skier in his lighter moments. But don't you try it. Regardless of the weather, physical exertion has a way of turning on the heat, necessitating a readjustment of clothing, and Friedl is rather warm. No exponent of skiing is more familiar with its technicalities, nor is anyone more qualified to teach it than Friedl Pfeifer, who is also known as one of the world's best racers in the downhill and the slalom. Hello, what's coming off here? Nothing coming off, something going on. Bindings and skis. Yes, sir, it looks like action. And it is. The slalom. The slalom represents the peak of perfection in style and rhythm. More than any other type of skiing, its execution portrays the grace and effortless control acquired by a mastery of form and technique. Pfeiffer's artistry in the slalom shows perfect synchronization of mind and body. He dips and sways in the supple movements of the classic dancer with the speed and rhythm of modern swing. The slalom poles, placed 8 feet apart on the slope, make its descent an exacting test of timing and control. A narrow strip of sealskin looped over the ski tip and carried along the bottom of the ski with the fur side out is quickly strapped in place. It gives the ski a non-skid surface for walking up steep slopes. A skier takes great pride in his sealskins. The short clipped nap of the fur grips the snow, providing traction for the skis in climbing. Fields of glistening snow falling away from far-flung heights make spring skiing at Sun Valley a pleasure to anticipate and an experience long to be remembered. Nothing in the world compares with the quiet thrill of confidence a skier experiences as he tops the crest of a snow-clad ridge in leisurely preparation for a fast downhill run. If necessity is the mother of invention, substitution is the child of resourcefulness. Seated in his cleverly contrived ski chair, Friedl is now ready for a sweet snack. As usual, luncheon comprises that pocket piece confection popular with all adventurers, a tiny slab of chocolate. Hey, mister, any nuts in that bar? I'm not saving tinfoil. Donning his skis once more, the maestro prepares for the takeoff. The steepest slope presents a challenge that is met with calm assurance. Natural obstacles invite a test of skill and daring. Away he goes. Dropping like a plummet, he gains terrific speed. His body sways, his shoulders swing. He skis as if by instinct, making turns with unconscious effort. So perfect is his form. To the novice, such form seems unattainable. And yet, these thrilling downhill runs become an actual possibility with proper instruction and intensive practice. An isolated skier is inclined to become lonely. Consequently, our friend strikes up a casual acquaintance with a rolling stone. Rock racing offers fair sport if the finish is not too close. So Friedl permits himself to be beaten by a rollicking, bouncing boulder. An author's book may be destroyed, but the imprint of his work remains upon the reader's page of memory. So the expert skier's trail may vanish in the snow, but the essence of his teaching is treasured by his pupils. So long, Friedl. See you when the snow falls at Sun Valley.